spoke yesterday about self-gaslighting, and you know, when you're so go and have a look at the video from yesterday about self-gaslighting. But today it was like, why do you self-gaslight? So it's all very well saying, well, yeah, but oh, they're making me feel like I'm not good enough, and they're making me feel like, so, oh my God, I'm part of this course, I'm really, really busy. But when I say I'm really busy, they say, yeah, you're just making excuses. But if a part of what someone says hits you, right, if someone says what they believe, and if someone comes at you with some kind of comment that feels a bit mean and isn't very nice and actually means they're not understanding you, right, and actually somewhere in your body you feel it, that's because you, in some way, you absolutely believe it's true. And talking from somebody who's had emotional and physical abuse in relationships and been gaslit the fuck out of, I can say hand on heart, if I truly had the self-worth and the self-belief, it would have been very difficult to gaslight me, because I wouldn't have been able to step into their reality. I'd have been so rooted in my own. I'm not saying it's not very, very hard, but now when I get the gaslighty type behaviors from other people, it's like I don't see that. I'm not going to enter into a reality that isn't mine. And when someone tries to say that's not true about mine, I'm like, that's fine for you to not believe me or not agree with me. I don't really mind, but I know my truth. And I know what it's like for me. It's not dismissing other people, but knowing when people have maybe tried to manipulate your reality and your truth before, when they come at you, it's going, hang on a sec. I don't necessarily believe what you're saying, but I'm fine for you to believe it. And I don't need to validate myself to you. And I don't need you to agree with me. I also don't need you to like my decisions, to like me, to like anything I say or do. But I'm not, but that's my truth. And if you don't like it, you are well within your rights to not talk to me and not have conversations with me. That's fine. So it's not a case of counter say, well, actually you're wrong, this is the truth, because actually everyone's truth is their own. I mean, when you say how many truths are there in the world? Well, as many people as there are, because there is not one finite truth. I don't believe that. There is not one finite truth. There is a truth depending on your perspective. And everyone sees the light of the world differently. It's the famous thing of 6 and 9, which I do with my kids. You give them I gave my daughter once. Here you go. Here's the number 6. Now stand toe to toe with your brother. What do you see, Max? And he was at number 9. She said, it's a 6. He says, it's not, it's a 9. Because 6 and 9, it looks different depending on where you are. So always remember that the story of 6 and 9 is like it totally depends on your perspective. So the truth will depend on where you are standing and all of your beliefs that you've equated to now. So when you find yourself self-gaslighting, simply ask yourself the question, what part of me believes? What part of me believes that I should be doing better, and why? Where does that come from? And get there with curiosity. What I teach in conscious coding is not going into it in the first person. So you're not going, oh, why do I believe that? It's like, okay, so I'm feeling like, whoa, I'm feeling a bit like hurt or triggered by that or activated by that. What part of me believes that? And then what I teach is a way to sort of come out of actually feeling it and being it, and looking at why you would feel that with curiosity. And that's one of the key parts to uncovering and understanding and actually loving who you are and having faith and self-worth, when you are able to step out of being in it. When you can view yourself as a third person rather than be in it, feeling it and getting all the old emotions, because emotions are just stored emotions from when you were younger. Emotions aren't real. Emotions are just a reaction to a moment in time that's being triggered from a previous moment in time. That's why you won't always feel the same on the same day about the same thing, is because it triggers different things depending on where you're at. Anyway, so when it comes to self-gaslighting, when you feel you've been got at and actually you've been called out and you think, oh God, I'm really being hard on myself, but see to yourself as to why.